What is happening, everybody? It's your boy DJ AlphaTyler, and we are back again with another album review. Y'all already know what it is. My boy Jiminator J, aka Jim Was Here, just dropped a new album today. It is live on all of your favorite platforms. If you're watching this on YouTube, the link to the hyperfollow link that actually branches out to all the platforms is down at the top of the description below. Make sure that you guys click on that thing. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, etc. I'm going to be looking at it on YouTube Music because personally that's the platform that I prefer. But we are about to go through the new album. It's only 5 songs, short little EP, Autumn Overcast. If you guys don't know about it, and it's interesting because we have heard Jiminator singing with a metal band. We have heard Jiminator rapping. We have heard Jiminator making lame ass funk beats for years. We have heard every side of Jim to this point. But this is none of those sides. This is a new side. So tell us before we kick off, Mr. Yim Yim, what is Autumn Overcast? Explain it to me.
Autumn Overcast it's an EP that I've been working on for a couple of years, keeping it buried. I kind of like teased people a little bit about it, like showed little like as it evolved. Pretty much like a year ago, maybe. Not even a year ago, it was like maybe like 6 months, 9 months ago. Just showing people little bits and pieces of what it would become. Autumn Overcast basically at the end of the day is it's me, who I am, not just on the outside but inside, and what makes me me essentially is what it's about. That's the goal that I went into, like that's the goal that I had in mind when I started working on it, and it's still the goal when it's out. And I'd say that's what it's about.
Nothing wrong with that. That sounds pretty special to me. I will say Jim has had a lot of growth in it. Not just with this project. I would say in general, Jim has had a ton of growth. I don't know that I've listened to every song on the EP. I've definitely listened to most of them, I think, as they've come out. I've heard every song, I think, at some point. Yeah.
You've heard everything that I've put out for sure.
Yeah. Sure. I was thinking I had, but then I was looking through and I'm like, I think it's been a minute since I heard a couple of these though. So we're kind of going in from the perspective of I know the songs. I've watched the songs kind of evolve. I think I heard most of them when they were instrumentals, and then saw them kind of come along a little bit over time. And it's been a special process. It's all been a special process with watching Jim grow. I remember Jim just being this little stoner producer that showed up in the live chats one day, and they just never went away. You know what I'm saying?
Never went.
Shout out to Yimmy Yim. Yimmy Yim's grown a lot. Out of anybody, I would say Yim has grown the most over the past few years. I think you have to for today, Chris. I think you have to set the beef aside. I think you got to give our boy Yim some love. You know, man. All right. So what are we? Is there anything else you want to say before we get into this? Because if not, I'm going to pull this up. We're going to start playing some songs.
The only thing I want to say before we start is, like, I literally poured like my heart and passion into this project. It's not perfect, but nothing is ever going to be 100% perfect.
True.
But this is me putting my all into something and seeing where it takes me.
That's right on. Well, shout out. No project is ever going to be perfect, but it can be the perfect representation of where you are in the moment that it comes out. And all right, let's peep first. We got Autumn Overcast from Jim Was Here. Autumn Overcast, Jim Was Here. Title track, first song on the project, Autumn Overcast. Let's get it.
This autumn overcast hanging over my mind, thinking I should move away cause I only got time. I've been
So there's one, I want to pause real quick. There's one melody in there that 100%. I am glad for anybody who doesn't know. Initially, I was going to mix this song. I didn't really find the time to fit it in my schedule to make it work out for when the release had to come out because we only got a week of autumn left, guys. But
Only a week.
and so Nappy ended up going with this. I'm actually really glad that Nappy did mix this song because there's certain things. Nappy is a lot better with certain vocal effects than I am just for sake of enjoying the style of vocals that they're typically attached to. And there's that one melody that kind of hauntingly runs underneath the mix throughout this. That kind of
I know what you're talking
a little
about.
bit. And so it's one of the things when I'm sitting thinking about like the direction I was going to go with the mix was definitely using that in a different way. And when I hear how Nappy put it in, it feels nice, and that's where 100% like I think Nappy is one of the best engineers that is accessible to independent artists at this stage level, what have you. And so, if you're an independent artist and you're not getting Nappy to mix your vocals, at least, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Listen to that. But yeah, no, hey, like honest, like I haven't worked with a lot of engineers, outside of like pretty much at all. But Nampy, he's like he does shit to like he goes like microscopic on the mix. He's like turning these little knobs here and there, just knowing that it's not going to make a huge difference. But it like when you listen to the whole thing back in its grand state,
Right.
It all just fits so seamlessly. And Nampy's great. He's like a fucking like mainstream like mixer. That's it. That's how much skill he has. He has the skill of a mainstream mixer.
No, for sure. Nappy is fantastic. It's fun. I wouldn't label him the mainstream mixer because he definitely does his own style in his own way. And when you get to mainstream engineers are very formulaic the way that they're taught to industry standards.
Maybe that wasn't the right comparison, but I'm just trying to say he's extremely talented.
Yeah. Shout out real quick in the chat to Fran. I see Richard back up in here. We got Mama S. What up? What up? Thank you all for joining. If you guys are just now coming in, we are checking out Jim's new album. It's the first album he's dropped under the name JimWasHere, and it's a different style from my boy. Okay, we've heard him sing, we've heard him rap. Now we're hearing him sing, but not the way that we've heard him sing before. It's exciting if you guys are just now catching it. Also to Chris, I don't know, man. This is my 4th music stream this week, and you guys know that usually I'm doing one music stream a week. Okay, like this is the 4th one since Monday, and so Monday kicking off the week, we turned a 15-minute album review into a 2.5-hour stream. So. EPs are my specialty this week at extending. But that's cool. I didn't know that they were bringing back Saturday night main event. That's fantastic. I wouldn't say that it's rock punk. So Jim, you want to talk about the genre? Because actually, when I was distributing this, because shameless plug, I did. When we were doing this, Jim actually stopped me because at first I was like, well, it's kind of off hip hop, right? Like it's kind of a smoky style, and I consider that to be like a little bit of an off hip hop album. And he's like, nah, it's not really hip hop. So what genre? Tell me genreically, where would you put this?
Okay, well, so let me start by saying, I had sent this EP when it came out. I had sent it to a good friend of mine that we all know, Smokey.
Mm-hmm.
And he got back to me this morning, and he told me that like he loved it, and that Misty Windows, the ending track, was a standout. And so this project, Smokey has been a huge inspiration for me. And definitely not like copying or anything, just like listening to and getting inspired by a certain sound.
Right.
And that's what this is. And Smokey he posts his stuff under the genre alternative, and so that's why I also posted it under the alternative genre, because it's not hip hop. It has elements of hip hop, but like the beats are definitely super like hip hop inspired. You can hear that. But rapping is not what I picture when I listen to this. Like when I listen to it, I don't hear somebody going ba da ba 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 da ba ba ba. You know, like it's not
Yeah.
hip hop to me personally. But I can totally get why some people would kind of think of it in that sense, for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a more nuanced argument that I would typically make with you to say that okay, but that still has a place, especially if you listen to some of the shit that comes out. Like, well, not even knocking and calling it garbage or anything, but if you listen to dudes like Triple X Tentacion or Lil Pump or something like that, you know, there is a brand of hip hop under the genre of hip hop. There's a brand of hip hop that isn't what you're describing with the heavy influence, with the snappy, you know, high pace, with rapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I totally get you. XXX Tentacion and Lil Pump and all those guys. I think the only thing that makes their stuff considered rap is basically the beats, because it's very trap heavy.
But I wouldn't say it's considered rap. I would say again that's where it's considered hip hop, because it's not rap. And
yeah, they're not rapping. No,
there's a difference there where a distinction is not often made. But hip hop itself, I mean, if you go into, you know, why can pop contain hip hop? Rap is a certain implication that hip hop doesn't necessarily always take. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you see one of the dudes from Migos? I think his name is Quavo? He's doing like a country song with like Luke Bryan. Like that's just ridiculous.
I'm not interested in either of the names involved in that. So
me neither.
All right, let's get into this. Sorry. I had a little moment there, but I'm gonna real quick before I forget to. I'm gonna copy the link to this album in the chat. Just in case you guys haven't checked it out. So the link is in the chat. Like I said, the hyperfollow has the links out to Spotify, has the link out. It'll populate the link out to Amazon Music. It has the links currently to Apple Music and iTunes. So if you want to grab a copy of the album, I think it's like $2. So by all means, grab the album. JimWasHere would not let me charge $5 for it as an album release. So it's $2.99 if you guys want to own the album on your iTunes collection. So
it felt right in the moment, you know.
So the link is there, $2.99. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can own this EP in your personal playlist. Play it offline, play it in your car, wherever you want to play it, wherever you listen to music.
I want to see everybody recording videos of them driving. Actually, that's not a good idea. Don't do
that. Do not do that.
Don't do that. But I want to see videos of people listening to the song. Okay.
Have a passenger safely record a video of you driving while you listen to
Yes. Yep, that's right.
Let's go.
Let's get into no legal trouble by my account.
All right, let's play this bad boy.
All the birds fly south and they're leaving me letters. Should leave it all behind, fly to someplace better. Stuck in this phase, I'm feeling the pressure. I'm a nomad, always yearning adventure. Looking out the window, I see so many faces. The days are getting colder, don't know if I can face it. Feeling out of place, all this empty space. Fuzzy warm light stay, but I feel myself fade away. 3 a.m. and I'm wide awake. Questions on my mind, like how long does it take? The days are getting longer and the days are getting colder. Never getting any younger and I'm always getting old. Maybe I should buy a ticket, get away from all the snow. Maybe go to the Bahamas, feel the sand between my toes. But that's okay, I'll settle here, that's just how it goes. Besides, I like the weather, this is everything I know. I'll grab myself a blanket, maybe sit down by the fire. Just another long night, hearing crackles in the choir. Maybe I should check the news, or maybe check the flyer. Maybe this is how it's gonna be the day that I retire. Fading.
So there's actually something interesting in that. Obviously, you know, we're talking about those warm feelings. We're talking about calming down. We're talking about really settling in. You know, when you get settled in, shutting out all the noise, finding the whole line kind of gives like a warm, cozy invocation. You know what I mean? And the statement, maybe this will be the day. Maybe this is how it'll be the day that I retire, the day that I finally settle down, stop moving, having to stop dealing with the noise. I don't want to compliment you too much because it just feels weird, but like,
Hey,
I
this is
like
the one
it.
string where you
I
can
like
do
it. I like the writing. When I go, I'll say this. I've heard you rap. I've heard you scream. You know what I'm saying? I think this is the most Jiminator album that I've ever heard. Like this album is the most Jim thing that you've ever done. Like take away any beat that you've ever been proud of. Take away like the movie edits and the game edits that you used to send me and everything. And you know, I've heard a few things over the years that I'm like, bro, that's such a you thing to make. This is the most you thing. Like it just feels like you. It's kind of soft. Hear me out. It's kind of soft. You know, it's warm. It's cuddly, and I don't mean that no homo, but like, you know what I mean? Like you're just a
I totally get you.
You're a friendly guy. You know what I mean? Like and this album. And already, I mean, you know, we're halfway through the first song. You guys who are just hearing it for the first time can probably understand where I'm coming from. In that, it just feels like you, man.
That is honestly the best compliment that you could give me for this project because, like I said, my goal for this is just to let people know a little bit more about who I am. And
Right.
You saying that is the greatest compliment you could give me for this project.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, and it does. And like I said, I think it's beautiful. I think it came across the way that the way that it needed to come across. So let's go. But I wanted to pause there because so I will say on that vocal line, like when I heard the raw vocals for it, you know, my first question was, okay, what do we do with this? Because it sounds, you know, because you know, you kind of intentionally, I believe, you kind of went out on that the day that I retired and just kind of backed off from it a little bit. And there's beauty in the simple nature of how it came across because so that, you know, hearing it as a standalone, like just spoken into a microphone and recorded, it's something that you think you've got to kind of touch up and blend in a little bit, but it's something that really sounds well contrasted the right way against the instrumental that came in, and so it's just it's wonderful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for saying that. I'm glad you noticed that because it's very much like because it's the transition from like maybe sit down by the fire and then it's like transitioning from that into like the maybe it's the day that I retire. Like it's got that like that low energy of like, you know, very much intentional, and I'm glad you picked up on that.
I agree. Chris said something in the chat I really want to highlight because I like this. I can't lie. If I didn't know Jim, I'd probably think that verse was cringe, which I hope he can find some way to make that a compliment. And then he followed up and said, the best way I can put it is if I decided to drop music finally and I wanted an AlphaTyler feature and he sent me that type of verse, I'd probably block him because that's not an AlphaTyler verse. But if I asked you for a verse and you sent that type of verse, I wouldn't block you. Like, and that's the thing. Yes. Because it would stand alone. That would be a cringe thing. And if I heard somebody else say that exact thing, I would probably be like, Or if I put that in a song, nobody is ever going to believe that I'm going to say or feel that way. You know what I mean? Like right. It's not that I don't feel that way. It's just that that's not me. You know what I mean? Like
100%, man.
And so, yeah, no, it's perfect because it does. It encapsulates you a ton.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Maybe sit down by the fire, just another long night, hearing crackles in the choir. Maybe I should check the news, or maybe check the flyer. Maybe this in turn. I'm dreaming of flying as I await the bird's return. This autumn overcast hanging over my mind, thinking I should move away cause I only got time. I've been watching all the clouds and they're telling me go. Only got one life, I got nothing to show. All the birds fly south and they're leaving me letters. Should leave it all behind, fly to someplace better. Stuck in this phase, I'm feeling the pressure. I'm a nomad, always yearning adventure.
Yeah.
All right. So first track out of the way. Final thoughts from me. I think I really spoke it out, but you couldn't have had a better title track, because that song to me kind of encapsulates the feeling of the project. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very you.
That's good. Thank you. Yeah. So, if you don't mind, so I had an idea that I forgot to mention to you before, but so like I could do like just like a little segment before we start playing a song or something, just to tell you a little bit what the song is like about, where my mind state was at when I was just kind of writing it. So
Sure.
I won't make it long winded or anything, but this song is very much the feeling of it's like you're kind of stuck at the moment, like you're kind of stuck, you don't know what the next move is in your life, and so you kind of just settle down for a minute and you just accept your circumstances wherever you're at, whatever's going on in your life. You just sit down and you live with it for a second, and you get cozy by the fire, and you just you deal with it. And because like the song, like the lyrics that come to mind exactly are like gotta get away from the snow, maybe go to the Bahamas, feel the sand between my toes. And it's very much, and then it turns around and it goes, but I like the weather because this is everything I know. And it's like you would rather be anywhere else than there in that moment of time.
Yeah.
You would rather be anywhere else, but you can't, and you're stuck, and so you just accept it. That's very much what the song is about.
Sure. I get that. And that it makes perfect sense again, because like you said, there's the contrast, there's the difference. I like that, you use the warm climates and everything as the contrast of with the snow and the cold that you're used to. Yes, fuck Canada. We will always accept fuck Canada up in here. We've already Americanized Jim. He just hasn't made it official yet. So Richard has the question: what made you move in a different direction with the genre? What pulled you to do something different than what you've done before?
That's a good question. So throughout the years, I've always sent a lot of music to Tyler through the ATRL streams, whatever. And a lot of the times it was, it would be called sleepy music, or, like, this is like, I need something to pump me up, And I've sent a lot of sleepy music. And it's just because I love this genre. Like, I love meditative music, something that is just so simple. You can follow along with your head. And like for me personally, like when I'm listening to these like more low energy songs, like I really get buried, like I get buried deep into the instrumental, and I have such a bright imagination when it comes to these things. I get it. Not everybody's gonna want that all the time, like especially on like a stream where people are watching. They want to get amped up, they want to get hyped, but that's not always like what I'm going for. Right. And but I have a very vivid imagination for when it comes to these things, and music is such a I've said it since day one when I started posting beats. Is like melodies tell stories, and you can create your own little story in your head, and I think that's such a wonderful thing because not everybody can just do that, and I'm really trying to show my gift through this music, and that's what inspired me to make this EP, if that makes sense.
Jay keeps killing me with these.
What's he saying?
For just $2.99, you can buy Jim's album and help Trump make Canada the 51st state.
That's right. One purchase at a time.
Justin Trudeau can be the governor, I heard. Oh, let's see. Being completely dead ass when I say I might need pop punk Jiminator. Oh snap! Oh snap!
You never know what's next, man.
Next is a pop punk album. Let's go. Richard says that's awesome. Melodies tell stories. Absolutely, they do. Absolutely. All right. Let's check out. We got the next song coming up. It's called Dust in the Wind. All we are is dust in the wind.
Yeah.
I close my eyes. That's the only downside to you naming it that is all I think about is Kansas.
Fair. I don't know that song, but maybe I'll check it out after.
You don't know that song?
It doesn't ring a bell immediately.
Obviously, we're not going to play that song right now, but we after the stream is over, you are not leaving this backstage area until we have listened to that song together, because that is a travesty.
Fair, I'm down. Let's do
it. All right, we got Dust in the Wind coming up next, even though he ought to be smacked for naming a song that, not knowing the name or not knowing the song. Okay.
All right. I will say this is the one song, of course, I had to make a sad song, okay? This is the one sad song that I put on the project, and do with that with what you will,
Of course he did. Sad boy vibes.
Am I just dust in the wind? It's getting under my skin. I try to do what I can. Sometimes I just need a hand with all this pain that is amplified. No good example. I just cope in the night, hoping that I'll make it just another day. Gray clouds engulf the skies. Try to find all the good in a pool of lies. I can feel your spirit sink with me. I don't wanna resurface, I'd rather be free from this everyday cycle. I'm numb to the trials, I'm cold to the bone, completely cloaked in denial. Watching the world go by, watching the time pass. Look up at the sky, hoping that this feeling don't last. I hide my scars cause I don't want them to see that I'm a broken individual that's fading in a dream. So I'll just sit here, surrounded by the memories of everything I used to be, forgotten with no legacy.
I do kind of. So I will say this is the song from the album that reminds me of the point that you're at in life, because sometimes I forget that you're younger, and it's no shade. I'm not saying that's an age thing that you won't outgrow this feeling, but what I am saying is I know that you will outgrow this feeling, because I understand that feeling, and the song kind of speaks to a place that I've been to at points in my life, trying to find relevance, trying to find love, trying to find attachment, someone who cares, that sense of purpose. And it's one of those things that comes, I think, once you press past. Here's the best advice that I ever, I guess, got, and I really took this when I was about 26 or so, and realized how important it was. The moment you stop making your life about finding the purpose that you're built for is the moment that that purpose is actually going to find you. Um, and you know, it's one. I think it's a tendency that we have. You know, in our teen years, early 20 years, when we're dealing with heartbreak from what we think is going to be that lasting love, you know, or we find a girl that we think is the one that's going to latch, and she gets away. And then because of that, like, it's not that we need another person to justify our existence so much as because the one that was going to be the one got away. Now I have to find the one to show myself that there is a one out there for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the course of doing that, we make a lot of mistakes that kind of push us further from the actual goal. And it's the point where we realize that we inherently, independently, without any other component, without any other outside attachment, we are enough. I think that becomes the point where we actually grow and fortify ourselves enough to be what someone else looks for
Yeah.
and needs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You know, I'll just speaking on that just a little bit. Just gonna let a little something personal slide through here.
Sure.
So there's this girl that I had a massive crush on,
Sure.
and I really wanted her, you know, and obviously I tried, things didn't work out, and I seen her and her husband now walking through the store where I work. And I just had this moment where I'm just like, you know, I'm glad that he made you happy. You know, like I'm glad that you
Yeah.
found someone and I'm still waiting my turn, you know, and like I'm happy for her and I'm happy for him and I'm happy for everybody else, you know, and it's just one of those things, you know, it's a moment where you just really accept your circumstances again, you know?
Right. There's a cilantro in here. Cilantro. Not drinking any hard liquor today. Y'all got me bugged the last 2 days. So deep chug on a cilantro.
Cilantro with some water for now.
Jim, that's not acceptable.
You know what? Fine.
Cilantro.
Taking out the wild turkey.
Cilantros can take a great many forms. They cannot take the form of water.
All right, cilantro. Some wild turkey.
Cilantro. All right. To answer Chris's question as well, there is a Namson feature on the next song. Actually, once we get through this sad boy vibe right here, you'll get your Nampy feature. You'll get your Nampy fix in.
That's right. It's coming.
Let's go though. Let's finish Dust in the Wind here. I told you we've turned Jim against Canada. Okay.
Am I just dust in the wind? It's getting under my skin. I try to do what I can. Sometimes I just need a hand with all this pain that is
What up, Tech?
amplified. No good example. I just cope in the night, hoping that I'll make it just another day.
Tech says he has no power. Why do you have no power? All right. So the album or the song, lovely follow up. I mean, look, in Jim's style, I expect a sad boy song. And here's the thing. Honestly, I'm not even mad about it because, like I said, I think this is a very Jim album. And I think you're in a phase of your life, like I said a minute ago, you're in a phase of your life where you are supposed to be experiencing those sad feelings. And while I wish that you didn't have to deal with the weight of those feelings, I know that it is necessary to deal with the weight of those feelings to someday walk back and give the same pointless speech that I give to someone younger than you. You know what I'm saying? Because you will hit a point where those things impact less, and you know, you're too beautiful of a human inside. No homo. To go forever without the person who, you know, completes you. You're too good of a person. You're too complete of a person to not, you know, find love, to find direction, to find purpose, to find that goal that you're looking for. And the thing is, you know, despite all the jokes that are made about Jim, because you know, I'll pick on Jim all the time. I'll punch you in the face if you pick on Jim. But you know, I will pick on Jim all the time. But the fact is, Jim works harder probably than anyone. Just because Jim, if he want, first of all, look at all the different things that Jim has done over the years. And it's not that he picks up a hobby and then puts it down. It's that he continues doing them and growing and finding a new lane that he really enjoys and moves in it for a while, then moves the other way. You know, I've watched Jim make a lot of instrumentals. I've watched him make videos that he's very passionate about, you know, sequenced very well to music that doesn't relate to what is visually showing. You know, I've watched him, you know, literally say, oh, I want to be in a band, and so we're going to make this band, we're going to make it work, we're going to do well, we're going to sing it. I've watched Jim say, okay, I want to be able to rap, and so he's worked on how he raps and became a better rapper. I've watched him say that he wants to be able to sing, and so he's worked on how he sings and become a better singer. And so the thing is, when it comes down to it, you know, and Jim has always applied any genuine feedback, because there have been times I'm like, nah, that's gay. I don't like that, you know, whatever. Obviously, he doesn't take that. But like genuine feedback that actually could improve someone's music, you know, when Jim first started sending beats that he wanted people to rap on, they were impossible to rap on. You can now, you know, ask Jim, hey, can you make a beat that is actually a rap song? And Jim actually has a concept of what a rap song is. So I say all that to say, you know, Jim is one of the most hardworking people I think that I've met in this community. And that's impressive. Tater, it is on Apple Music. If you click on the description on YouTube, there's a link up at the top. It says hyper follow. If you click on that, there are 3 links on there. There's an iTunes link, there's an Apple Music link, and there is a Spotify link. So you can find it on Apple Music by clicking on that thing. I mean this genuinely. Jim has.
Thank you, Tater.
Indeed. Thank you much, Tater. That's sweet of you. And shout out to Jimmy, because like I said, I mean, listen, guys, all seriousness, we're 2 songs deep. But when we first met Jiminator, did you guys think that we were getting this album in 2024?
It's a good question.
Did we think that was happening? I'm gonna say no. For me, the answer is no. But all right.
Yeah, if you would have asked me 4 years ago if I'd be making anything related, like anything even remotely close to what I just put out, I'd say you're fucking crazy.
Like, yeah, absolutely. All right, we got Ocean Coast featuring Napson coming up next. Now, I think from everything that we've played on streams and such from the album, this so far is well, I mean, I think it's my favorite. I think it's the crowd favorite, But
yeah.
Let's check it out. We got Ocean Coast. What's up?
I put it right after the sad one because I knew it. People needed to pick me up. So like,
give us a little bit of a pick me up. So we got Ocean Coast coming up next. Let's get it.
Hey, Chris, I hope you like this, man.
What up, Bitty Bot?
The ocean coast is looking warm and inviting today. I got nothing else to do, so what the hey? Roll a joint, pack my bags, and get.
I will still say though, I have to still say, what the hey? The first time I heard it, it threw me off. Every time I've heard it since, look, all I'm saying is it's the most Canadian fucking hook that I've ever heard in a song. Okay.
Yeah, I don't blame you. No, it's. I don't know. It was just in the moment where I wrote it. I'm just like, I don't want to say something stupid, but then I end up saying something stupid. You know.
No, you know what? Like it's one of those things like Chris was talking about earlier. Though, if anyone else had put it out, I would have probably been like, no, fuck this. Like I can no longer take this song seriously.
You get like 8 seconds into the hook and just turn it off immediately.
But coming from Jim, it makes sense because like I've it's him. Okay. What up, Spencer? For anybody just joining us, my man JimWasHere J came out with his new album today, and we are reviewing that thing. It is on all platforms now. Search JimWasHere, Autumn Overcast, and you will find it. But greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with us now. Would definitely appreciate you guys checking out the album as well in your own time. Give my man some love. All right, let's go.
Thanks, Killzo.
The ocean coast is looking warm and inviting today. I got nothing else to do, so what the hey? Roll a joint, pack my bags, and get on my way. Once I get there, no going back, I'm there to stay for a while. Try to smile, do an 80 on the dash for miles. Ask me how I'm feeling, I'm fine. I'd rather talk about it later or some other time. 'Cause I'm stuck on a feeling, this blanket of magical stars. My soul needs some healing, and even though we're far apart, a night beneath the moon sounds really appealing. Restless, stressful days, trying to take a vacation, spend some time beneath the rays. I'm just wandering this empty maze, stuck in a daze, trying to find my way out of this lovely place.
I like the melancholy vibe too, because this is very much the following the sad song. This is let's break away from the rut. Let's smoke. Let's pack up. Let's go to the beach. Let's smoke. Let's have us a time. To use
That's
another
right. Another Canadian term. That's right. Another Canadian did use that. Yeah.
Stressful days, trying to take a vacation, spend some time beneath the rays. I'm just wandering this empty maze, stuck in a daze, trying to find my way out of this lovely place. So mesmerizing, this picturesque scenery is worth memorizing. I don't know what I'm doing yet, I'm just surviving all this.
I will say the first time I listened to this song, Jim sent it to me with no indication of what the song was called or that there was a feature on it. And I started hearing these little vocal undertones and I was like, is somebody else on this song, Jim? And like it was a couple of I think it was after the next hook. I asked
after the next hook. Yeah.
You guys will see why. It was like so the next hook is going through and I was like,
because you paused it. You paused it right before Nappy came in.
And I was like, is somebody else on this song? Because I hear Nampson and I know I'm not crazy. But yeah. What up,
you guys will hear it.
Yeah, you guys will hear what triggered my Nappy sense, but I heard it. And also I think I said at the same time, I was like, also, this is way better than any of your other mixes that you've ever put out.
Yeah. That was another clue. Because I was not gonna send you it knowing that Namson was on it. There's no way. It had to be a surprise. Like
yeah. No, it came, but it spoiled itself. Nappy put too many of his fingerprints on it. All right.
All this doom and gloom has got me in hiding. I'm I'm not the best when it comes to stress, but knowing me, it'll leave me in a hopeless mess. So why to test? I need to get some rest. This is just another test, so be my guest. I never guessed that I was always this blessed. The ocean coast is looking warm and inviting today. I got nothing else to do, so what the hey? Roll a joint, pack my bags, and get on my way. Once I get there, no going back, I'm there to stay for a while. Try to smile, doing 80 on the dash for miles. Ask me how I'm feeling, I'm fine.
There it was. That was the first hard clue, and I was like, nope, because he did it. And he's done that. He's done that to me in songs before, where he's like, I just went ahead and put this line in there. So, fun fact: nobody ever called it out. Wobblin', the song "Wobblin'." He went back because he was doing the vocal mix for "Wobblin'," and I've got a line in the hook where I said, like Nappy said, I'm staying fucked up to my coffin. And there's an ad lib that I didn't ask for and notice initially, where Nappy just is subdued yelling fucked up in the background. And I was like, it was that perfect touch. Like, and it was like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. I'm fine. I'd rather talk about it later or some other time.
Everybody like to ask me why I'm always smiling. It's not that I'm not down, but I'm just trying to find that high again. We used to coast the ocean, rose until it was like 5 a.m. to watch the sun go down below. We know we see it rise again. I'm feeling good today, yeah, I'm feeling fine. I won't worry about what's on my mind. I know I'll be alright. And the water feels so nice tonight. Don't this music make you feel a little wavy now? Won't you lose it with me, go a little crazy now? But the truth is I don't think that you can save me now. Barely lucid and I probably won't be changing now. And it feels so amazing now. I think I'm fading out.
The ocean coast is looking warm and inviting today. I got nothing else to do, so what the hey? Roll a joint, pack my bags, and get on my way. Once I get there, no going back, I'm there to stay for a while. Try to smile, doing 80 on the dash for miles. Ask me how I'm feeling, I'm fine. I'd rather talk about it later or some other time.
I'll tell you what, like, it's a wonderful song, and I love the song. I really do. But it's and this is something I'm gonna say that's a little more uncommon for me to say, because there are a lot of songs that I like. This is probably one of my favorite songs that I heard in 2024.
Definitely made the 2024 bangers
Yeah,
playlist.
no, it did. And I'll tell you why. It's not even that it's like technically the best song or anything like that. It's a good vibe song, number one. It's got a really good message. It feels nice, and it is a good song. So I don't want to say it's not just because it's a technically amazing song or anything like that, because it is a technically good song. So it's a good song in every way, but it's, the real driving point, I think, for me is just, it's two beautiful humans that are two of the best humans that I know, making a song about just kind of throwing it away, stop worrying about all the things that hold them back from being happy, and just embracing a moment of reprieve. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a moment of clarity. Yeah.
And that to me is worth, I guess, all the technical proficiency in the world. I don't know. I love it. I think it's great. I think it comes together well. It's one of the mood songs to cheer you up. Absolutely. I think it picks you up. I think it's very uplifting. And then also too, like I said, the kicker for me, I think, is just I have such a strong affinity for both of the people in the song. And so when I hear it, it's great to me to hear that side of them where they're letting themselves be happy.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
absolutely. I'm glad you love it, man. Like honestly, that like it warms my heart, dude. Because like
Yeah.
I wanted to make something good, and I think we did something great.
Yeah, no, I think, not just because Nappy's on it. I feel like even if Nappy wasn't on that song, it would still be my favorite song from the album. But I feel like it's perfect having Nappy on it. I feel like that gives it the extra little push that it needs to really bring it full circle. Because I feel like that song gets better because you have somebody else on it anyway. And so, like, that's not one of the songs that you want to do by yourself, just because that vibe is always better. It's one of those things that's better shared with friends,
100%.
And so, yeah, it's good, and I'm glad that it exists, and I'm glad that it exists the way that it exists. Where's
I
Rob?
couldn't have said it better myself.
All right. So we got Soul of Mine coming up. We're on the last few songs of the album. So far, I'll say this because I always do a ranking when I do album reviews. So far, I've got Ocean Coast, Autumn, Overcast, and then Dust in the Wind as my ranking of the songs that we've been through so far.
Okay.
So you want to say anything about Soul of Mine coming into Soul of Mine?
Okay. Well, here. Okay. So when I was in the session mixing this with Nampy, he plugged the beat in. He's like, "Oh, I love this beat. It's a good beat." And then he drug in the vocals, and he's like, "Okay, I'm not gonna lie." He's like, "It's kind of corny, but I love it." And it's like, I agree. The lyrics, especially in the first verse, are they're corny, and I'm gonna own it. Like that's what I told him. I said, "I know it's kind of corny, but I'm gonna own it because like I'm staying true to myself on this EP." So yes, the song's a little corny, but I do love the song, and it's very much just like my feelings towards everything that's going on in the world and everything. Like, yeah, you'll know what I'm talking about when you hear it.
Okay.
But it is like my favorite instrumental on the album, so yeah. I made all the instrumentals, by the way, with the help of John, my friend.
Let's go. Soul of Mine coming up next. Let's get it. So pause real quick because I know Nampy doesn't love mixing instrumentals that much. Whose idea was panning the instrumental the way that it is in this intro?
I think I mixed the instrumental that way, like to have the panning kind of going with that melody. That was me, pretty sure.
Okay. It can go two ways depending on how you feel about such things. If you're one person who doesn't like a lot of chaos, then you might not enjoy it. I personally enjoyed it. I think it was a good touch, but it is. So here's the thing. It's funny because, and I'm going to tell this, and you probably don't even realize this about what you did there. That is a flair that really speaks to a predominantly EDM audience because there are a lot of listeners of this style of music who won't enjoy that as much as personally I do. And so it's funny because I feel like that's another trait of Jim that kind of bled through in this song that he didn't even realize he was letting kind of shine into the final product that he was making. But yeah, no, I like what you did. I could also see people not liking what you did. We Scheme would be very upset about what you did, but We Scheme's dead.
It is a little distracting, and yes, We Scheme is dead.
Well, Rob is still out there to not like what Jim did here, but Rob's not reviewing this right now. So I'm gonna give Jim props.
Smoky on the jam as I'm passing by. Got my hand out the window waving everyone goodbye. Cause I'm headed to the meadows where the rabbits roam. Enjoy the sunset, drink my coffee, then go home. Try to see the people for who they are. I feel the kindness in the heart, being who they're meant to be. I feel the love that's glowing after it gets dark. Be a light to the ones they meet when walking down the street. We're all living together, so why not come together? Get better at loving a stranger that's going through a battle. Cause times get tough and we all get rattled.
You know, corny or not, I still kind of like it.
Me too.
It is corny, but I'm not mad at it. And it's another one of those things too that like, it's like you have to be a specific type of person to make this song. I don't know that I can make this song this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that. I understand that a little too well.
but Jim can. You know what I mean? So yeah, okay.
That's going through a battle. Cause times get tough and we all get rattled. But who am I kidding? If it's meant to be, it'll happen, no stressing. Laying in my hammock just relaxing, watching the leaves turn yellow and red. It's a cycle I'll have seen until the day I'm dead, yeah. Lately I've been watching the clouds go by. I've been spending my evenings getting high, one day at a time. Though the sun doesn't shine, these colors will fall like the soul of mine. Lately I've been watching the clouds go by. I've been spending my evenings getting high, one day at a time. Though the sun doesn't shine, these colors will fall like the soul of mine.
There's no way I heard the final version of this. I may have heard like an early version of this. I have not heard this version of it. I'm just throwing that
maybe.
out there. No.
I'm not
100%. I have not. I didn't hear this one after you finished it. I'm standing on that.
Oh yes, that's right. Because when I had sent you the version, I remember specifically thinking in my head the vocals were a little too loud on it.
Yeah,
and that's
fair enough.
I asked him to turn them down a little bit. I asked Nampy, and he did. And I think this version sounds better.
It does. This version sounds perfect. This version, look, okay, so had you done Ocean Coast alone and not like had Nampy in for a vibe with it, you know, and given me like other feelings, this like purely as a song, sonically, what I'm hearing, I'm pretty sure this is my favorite song on the album.
This one has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, like corniness aside, like it can keep all the corn. I still like what it's saying. It's just, you know, it is what it is. But
I will say that this next verse that's coming up, I think is my favorite verse that I have ever written.
Okay.
And
well, we'll see.
You might disagree, but for me.
Road trips take my breath away. I'm a nomad at heart, I never like to stay. I wanna visit all the places before I'm gray, and I know I'm gonna see a lot of them one day. I wanna go to the mountains in Alaska, I wanna see the skyline in Japan, I wanna go see my friends in Kentucky.
This is that song?
This is that song, bro.
Dude, no, this song was fucked when I heard it before. Like, no, this song was not okay. It doesn't even sound like the same song. Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. Good job.
Thanks.
I had to actually, like, when that weighed in on me, I remembered hearing that before. It's okay, it's not even close. Way better. Way better.
Road trips just take my breath away. I'm a nomad at heart, I never like to stay. I wanna visit all the places before I'm gray, and I know I'm gonna see a lot of them one day. I wanna go to the mountains in Alaska, I wanna see the skyline in Japan. I wanna go see my friends in Kentucky, hoping next year I can be so lucky. But really I'm grateful, got everything I need, so I'm never being hateful. I've got new perspective on life, if you couldn't tell, I've been doing well. Penny for your thoughts, take it, throw it in the well, yeah. Lately I've been watching the clouds go by, I've been spending my evenings getting high, one day at a time, though the sun doesn't shine. These colors will fall like the soul of mine. Lately I've been watching the clouds go by, I've been spending my evenings getting high, one day at a time, though the sun doesn't shine. These colors will fall like the soul of mine.
I think I gotta
Okay,
be.
I'm done now.
Yeah.
Yo, that was fun. I love that little ending.
I remember the little outro now too. Yo, the crazy thing is, so I heard that song unmixed basically. Like the last time I heard that, I don't know, there was a lot of what I heard in this one that was missing from what we heard that day when you sent it to me the last time. That I don't believe you that it was only like levels changed. If it was only levels changed, then the levels were just fucked before.
I don't remember specifically, but like, you know, each, like when I say that changed levels, like it pretty much includes like some other things being like little knobs being, yeah.
So I'll say this sonically, yeah, I feel you, Richard, and it does. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, beautiful, nice little, you know, shout out, not really a shout out, but like love. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a nod towards you. Like,
and so it's nice in that sense, but that's not the only sense. Like the song is actually beautiful. The song is it's just again like everything else on the album, it's Jim, but it's a very what's the word I'm saying? That one, so I'll say, I said a minute ago, without Namson, Ocean Coast wouldn't be my favorite. I will say, even with Namson, I feel like Solomon is probably my favorite one, and it's the corny factor that makes it better for me almost, because it's like you guys know, like so I'm trying to think of a really good example. I'm trying to think of like you know, like your little brother or like a niece or nephew or something like that. You have somebody that you try to be a warm, positive, you know, just kind of guidance in whatever. And you see them do this thing and it comes back and it's like, they don't even fully realize how magical the thing is, but like they bring you like a painting that they made and it's, you know, it's fucking Michelangelo, you know what I mean? Like, not saying that, you know, Jim made Michelangelo here, but I am saying like it's a really beautiful song with a lot of sincerity in it, and there are a lot of just actual feelings in that one, and you know, just how it comes together. The sound is strong, you know what I mean? I think it takes my spot of the top song on the album for me, hands down, just because it's that one's real. That one feels like Jim's heart in a song to me. You know what I mean?
No, that's pretty much what it is. Like I said before we played it, like it's very much my, like, where my heart is at when it comes to things that are happening around me, things that are happening in the world. Like,
yeah,
it's very much me, and
yeah, and it shows, and it's I'm glad that it's there, because it's a good little testament, man. Like it's a very it's a strong feeling. I don't really have any other word to say. That one was That one was magical, and it looks like I feel like the chat is kind of really running toward that one as well. Like we've got a few people with Soul of Mon is my favorite.
Hey,
Let's.
thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you held out on us not showing us that one again, because you showed us that one like early on, and then never again. Like the rest of them, we kind of watched play out in progress. You know what I mean? Like, well, besides Ocean Coast, we only saw Ocean Coast after it was finished. But
yeah, that one you saw finished. I don't think you've seen any of the others. Oh no, Dust in the Wind. You heard it, but I know those versions are the same.
Okay. Yeah, but Dust in the Wind, let's be fair. Dust in the Wind is like I said, I probably lectured you for a minute and moved on.
You did.
All right. So we only have one left. We got the closing track on the album, which is Misty Windows, which shout out to Smokey. For anybody who doesn't know Smokey, one of the early things. So Jim, like he said, he's always sent me a lot of sleepy music. One of the artists that he has consistently sent me to listen to over the years has been Smokey. And Smokey has been one that I've enjoyed a lot. Smokey has a vibe. And I'll never forget what it was probably like 2-3 years ago now. Jim hit me up one day. He was super excited. He's like, Smokey agreed to do an interview with me on my YouTube channel. He's like, but I've never done an interview. So will you help me? Will you join me and just like make sure that I don't fuck it all up? And I'm like, sure, yeah. And so it's cool because me and Jim got to sit down and actually have a conversation with Smokey, which is somebody that I got into through Jim. No.
The vibe. It was Tater who introduced Smokey, and I just kept pushing.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. It was okay. So it was one of the many that Jim has stolen from Tater. Then, but then Jim became adamant about like let's listen to more. And anyway, Smokey became for a good like year or two. Smokey was a staple on ATRL. Like he was on every ATRL stream, and so then Jim was super excited about getting to sit down and talk to him, and we had the conversation. It was cool. And so backtrack for anybody who missed at the beginning of the conversation, Jim actually DM'd when his album released at midnight this morning. Jim actually DM'd the link to this album and asked Smokey to listen to it, and Smokey messaged him back today and had listened to it and said this song, the closing song, Misty Windows, was a standout to him from the album, which number one, I think it's cool. Like shout out to Smokey because Smokey actually knows, like he has influenced Jim. Like I said, we sat down and had a conversation with him, did the interview with him and everything. And, we've had a conversation with him and, obviously too, I think he's probably aware of, the influence and whatever that he has. So kudos to Smokey for actually listening to the album and getting back to you and giving you feedback on the album as well. Like that's really, really cool of him, but also really cool to know that this final song was what really stood out to him from the album. Because it's one thing to say, yeah, man, that's dope, or send like a thumbs up or something like that. It's like another
a fire emoji.
Yeah. So kudos to Smokey for that. And also, shout out to Jim for getting love from somebody who very much the influence is evident throughout the album. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Even got a shout out in the previous songs.
Yeah. There've been a few Smokey references. There was one specifically, I believe it was in Solomon, maybe like the very first line in Solomon. I think it was a Smokey shout out.
Smokey on the jam as I'm passing by.
Yeah. And so like even that, like hearing, the shout outs through the album, obviously it's an influence. Jim doesn't try to hide that it's an influence. Just really cool to include that and really cool how that played out. So let's go with Misty Windows. You want to say anything about it? I've been talking. You want to say anything about it before?
This one is like, I feel like out of all the songs that we heard, this one very much is the soul of the album, I'd say. this is like the one. This is the first song that I recorded for this project, and
Okay.
this is the one that set it off.
Okay. Misty Windows, then. Let's go.
Satellites and starry nights keep me up when the time is right. Misty eyes and misty windows cool my thoughts while I fly my kite. In the evening dawn, sit on the roof and soak up the evening atmosphere.
You know what I think's funny? I'm gonna say this real quick. I know it's a weird time to pause, so I'll back up a little bit. I can see why this would be the standout of the vibe type song to that person, because here's the thing. When I look at Autumn Overcast, when I look at Dust in the Wind, when I look at Ocean Coast and Soul of Mine, those are all songs that I think how much I enjoy them is amplified by knowing who you are as a person, right? And it's not that this one is not also amplified by that, but this one is just as strong if I don't know you at all, because this one sounds like that vein of music that you like. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
bird chirp, yeah, to Richard's point, the bird chirp in the background is very it very much keeps me in the vein of the song. It adds that extra ambience where you could be telling me how to roll a blunt in the same way, you know what I'm saying, with what you're singing, and I could take the exact same level of enjoyment from the song that comes out of it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's the thing.
You got it.
That's the funny part, where like it's a perfect closing song because I feel like it's the real anchor that makes people want to go back and listen to the song again. This one is the one that sounds like that style. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. If you remember, like this was a long time ago, but I had sent you something. And I was saying like, hey, you want to hear like me doing kind of like a spoken word sort of thing? Do you remember that? You're just like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, send it, and I sent it.
Yeah, I
and
feel
you're
like
like, this
that,
is the spoken word.
okay, yeah. No, I remember that. That was back in the basement days. Yeah, that's been a minute.
Yeah, this is that song.
So this is okay, cool. Let's go.
Starry nights keep me up when the time is right. Misty
The OGs will, Jay.
misty windows cool my thoughts while I fly my kite. In the evening dawn, sit on the roof and soak up the evening atmosphere. And like the birds fly away and wait for another day. You know, we all get to a point where we grow up, become different people, and we all change.
Hold on, pause. Before we go too deep into this, this came out so fucking pretty. Like, you said John mixed this, right? A vessel.
Yeah.
A vessel mixed this. It just came out so pretty. Like, kudos to him, kudos to you. Like this one came out pretty.
Yeah, this one has like an undeniable vibe to it, and
No, it does.
You know, we all get to a point where we grow up, become different people, and we all change. And sometimes it's not for the better. And whenever I'm feeling down, you know, I make music. Sometimes it feels like it's the only thing I'm actually good at. So I hope you enjoyed this little project. And here's to more. Farewell, my friends.
Big fan of that. I love that's how the album closes. Personally, I really did enjoy the project. I think it's you in the best ways. And I think it's it's got an innocence to it. You know what I mean? Like the album has like even closing that way, it has that innocence to it. The thing I would say, and I know, it's not intentionally necessarily a response to what you said there, even though it is, you're good at a great many things. And, I one thing I don't think that I often say to you, but I hope that you really understand is that a lot of people truly appreciate you and what you do and the music that you make, the person that you are, and just everything in general. You're a great person. And it's been if you and I never had another conversation after today, it would still be just as true that like I have personally loved, enjoyed every moment that we have interacted with each other. And, I couldn't be prouder, happier, whatever the word may be, to see the growth that you've had over that span of time. And I couldn't be more excited to see what you do next, because I feel like you have truly hit a point with your music where you are willing to do what you want to do and find the way to make what you want to do sound as good as it can sound. And that's I think that's the point that every artist is actually trying to get to. And so for that, I mean, that's something that nobody can take from you and nobody can do for you, nobody can give for you. That's something you did 100% on your own, and it shines through everything on the album as it came out.
Thank you, man. Like I say this a lot, but I really do mean it every single time that I say it. It means the world to me. Um, just because it's personal goals, and like putting out my first project besides Beyond the Veil.
Yeah.
It's a big achievement for me, and just to hear that you enjoy it, and like, because you know me better than almost anybody in this community, I'd say,
Sure.
like, and you know who I am, and just knowing that you appreciate that in this project, like, it means the world to me. It really does. And
Well, the project is you. I mean, that's the thing. And I've heard things, and I know that you're passionate about, things that you've made in the past. I know that you've told a lot of intricate stories, some that I liked, some that I didn't, through instrumentals. The thing is, I know that you love the style of music that you made with Beyond the Veil, which again, it came out very well. And I know that you've been excited about projects you've done rapping and, in certain aspects. And, they've had varying degrees of enjoyability to them as well. The thing is, and it's not even, it's just that in the same way that I think everybody in the community loves you, this product, you can't help but love this album. You can't help but love the product that came out of making it, because the album is just you. Like, this is the first, and I've listened to things and I've been like, man, I'm impressed because you're doing better and you're whatever. On this project, you pulled you and showed it as a song, as songs, as a project, as an album. And that's that. Every artist is trying to do that with everything that they make. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so that's where it's not just that, oh, well, I like this song, I like this album, I like this, whatever. It's that this is you. Like, and I think everyone loves it because because of this, how and why they love you.
Yeah.
You
No,
have a beautiful soul, and it shows in your music. And also, Roxy said our little Yum Yum grew up, and he absolutely did. This is the one. This is the one, man.
Thank you, Roxy, and thank you, Richard. And thanks, Jay. Thanks, everybody who's just watching and listening. I appreciate you all. I really do. Y'all are like family, for real.
It is. We have made our own little ragtag gang of misfits over the years. So,
yep.
move into a conclusion. I like the album. I'll tell you, my final ranking of songs would be Soul of Mine, Ocean Coast, Autumn Overcast, Misty Windows, and then Dust in the Wind. And so I'm sticking to, and the thing is, the only song on the album that I don't particularly love would be Dust in the Wind. The others, it's very close, but it's just there are elements of each that kind of stand them in a specific place to me. But definitely, like I said, Soul of Mine is. I know that you kind of were a little bit hesitant about it, in that it's corny, it's whatever, but it really is a beautiful snapshot of you.
Thanks, man. That's awesome.
Oxy says the album tells your story of struggle for the past few years, getting to where you are now. It does, and it does a good job of that, and that's what it should do. It's perfect, and I'm happy to see that was the product that came out about it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Like this. Like, again, this is very much just like I'm very much trying to enjoy the moment, because this, like, it's a new kind of feeling for me, and like I'm just reveling in it. And I know I'm not probably gonna say the right things. I know I'm gonna probably watch this back later. I'm gonna be like, oh, you should have said that. But like right now, I'm just, yeah. Yep, that's right.
Jason says he is holding his thoughts on the album until he reviews it. And I will say, to his point earlier, he made the statement in there somewhere, and I was going to catch it, and then it scrolled by too quickly for me to really catch on to. But for the Snow Mexican, we've already had the Snow review the album. Now we got to have the Mexican review of the album.
We got to have the Mexican review.
Yeah, we got to.
I look forward to it, Jason. I do.
Before we wrap up, because I know Chris was worried about time. I know Jim's got some things going on, and my wife's a little bit sick. And not that I'm cutting it short. I don't like to linger longer than I guess the need dictates on these, just because I do genuinely want these to be things that people watch back and then go and support afterward from. But guys, any questions you got for Jim about the project, about where he's at in life right now, throw them in the chat right now. Get them out. Let's get those up in her. But I have a question. If nobody else is going to ask, what are you working on next? You got any plans for next, or are you just waiting to see where life goes?
There is something that I'm working on, and it's different. It's very, very different.
Oh, no.
And I'm doing my absolute best to make this something cool. And I can't give away more than that, because I can't say more than that. Sorry, I won't. It needs to be a surprise, because it needs to be like a what the fuck moment. And
okay,
that's all I'll say. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Jim doesn't keep secrets from me very often, so
there's a reason for this one. Okay?
All right, fine. We will not press. You and I got a collab coming out soon. Nice.
We do.
Well, we looking forward. Does Killzo know what it is? He says, "Do I know what it is?"
Killzo, this isn't that, but I do have a project that I'm making with Killzo. You guys are going to be hearing more about that later on in the year. But we're collabing on something. It's going to be pretty cool.
Okay. Huh. I'm doing all kinds of things. See, I was bragging on him, talking about how hard he works. He working harder than we even know. All right, so do you have anything you want to say at the end? I'm gonna plug real quick. Think about it. I'm gonna plug real quick. If you guys don't know, if you're watching this on YouTube, 100% down in the description at the top of it, you can find it. It's currently got Spotify, Apple Music, and iTunes loaded, but it will populate Amazon Music after it's up on there. I will probably go back in and add the YouTube Music link to it as well, but it is on all platforms. So if you search Jim Was Here, all one word, and then search Autumn Overcast, or you can just search Autumn Overcast, you will find the EP. It is on all platforms. You can listen to it on YouTube Music. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music. It's on iHeartRadio. Come on now, it's everywhere. So go check out the son of a bitch. Give it some love on your own time. That way you don't have to deal with my pauses throughout, because the overall album is about 15 minutes long. We've been here an hour and a half. So you have not heard the album. Okay. You have only heard my thoughts on the album, my interjections on the album, and then me and Jim talking about making the album along the way. So please go listen to the album on your own. Give your final review. I'll tell you what, even better, go listen to the album on your own and then come back to this YouTube review and leave in the comments what your thoughts on the album are. How about that?
I want to get a ranking. I want to get a ranking of each song, first to least, from all of you. All right, DM me, whatever.
That's what we're looking for. Give your ranking down in the comments. Give your, what you think about the album, and let's go that way. Let's go that way. But what do you have to close?
Autumn Overcast, Jim Was Here. It's my first project. I've worked on it for a couple of years at this point, and I'm very happy with how it came. And I just want people to listen to it. And if they like it, that's amazing. And I'm glad you do. If you don't, I still love you. And just you kind of suck. That's all.
All right. Well, like, share, subscribe, follow, all that. It's on YouTube already. I just said that. I played it. I shared the link earlier.
I think tomorrow I'm going to be doing separate videos for each song except Ocean Coast, because it's already up on my channel. I'm going to be uploading each song individually, the other 4 on my YouTube channel tomorrow.
So the only
that way it'll be easier to find.
Right on.
Sorry?
Well, never mind. I was going to say something, but I won't say that thing. Never mind. For sure. But for anybody looking for it on YouTube right now, the entire album is on YouTube Music at the link that I just put in the chat, if you guys haven't heard it already. All right. So it will be up, individual videos, at some point in the not so distant future. Until then, like, share, subscribe, follow, all those good things. It's your boy DJ AlphaTyler. That's my man Jim Was Here. And we are outie. So like, share, subscribe, follow, all those good things. And we will catch you guys next time. You want to do it? You want to do it? You're the guest. You want to do it?
Huzzah! Let's go.
There we go. Now we're going to play this.